Hello, and thanks for coming by to see me. And I am going to be turning 4 coffee scoops. Now, when I turned, my lighting is so bad in here. When I turned my coffee scoops last week, I made the handles rather large. I mean, I had some nice pieces to turn. So I'm going to make some smaller handles. I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half and cut it in quarters basically, and then turn 4 handles on my wood lathe. This is Mississippi Fatwood, gifted to me by Redneck Renegade from Washington many years ago. I've been saving it for the lathe. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 handles out of it and make some more coffee scoops. I have 2 or 3 of this style coming in gold. And then I have I believe I have 3 of this style coffee scoop. Now I don't have a rip bar or fence for this bandsaw. So I've got the rip bar from the wet tile saw that we cut stones with, and some clamps. Alright, I got it set up. Here we go. Looks like a slab of bacon. Oh, yummy. Yeah, that light's way better. And then we gotta cut them that way. Alright, so we got an extra piece, so give that to a customer as a freebie. Look at that beautiful bacon wood. That's going to make a beautiful handle. Terrible lighting in here. And then we have this one. Looks like I can cut the end off of that too. No sense wasting it when I can give a sliver like this to a customer. It's nice having different samples from around the world. We'll go ahead and take that end off. Carve some notches into the ends of these so that my spur will catch on my lathe. Okay, so out of that chunk I got 4 pieces to turn we're going to make handles with, and a couple slivers to go in the free box. Finally making use of these. I've had them a while, or this piece, now it's these. Snowing like crazy out there. Let's go over here to the lathe. Okay, I got one on the lathe right here. Now, after I cut the notches for the spur bit, I drilled holes in the center, drilled holes on the other side. I had to take the spur bit off, that's what I do. And I take each piece and I fit the spur in there and I pound it in. Do that. They're all ready to go. On the lathe nice and tight. Spurs grab it in just right. And tools are sharpened. It's time to turn. Ooh, I still feel a burr on there. That's better. Let's do this. Boy, that smells pretty. Still got a big old flat spot right here. This baby's gonna be pretty thin. Lost a big chunk out of that one. Wouldn't be surprised if it breaks off. Yeah, it's broke all the way down there. See if I can get you where you can see it. There's a crack right there. Pretty significant. And a chunk missing right there. So, gonna scrap this one. Boy, it sure is tempting to save it. So tempting. I might be able to pull it off. It'll be tiny. Bad news. A bunch of fatwood chipped off. This stuff's too brittle. I'm still gonna turn another piece. I'm gonna try. Boy, that smells good. Yeah, we got a bigger piece this time. Knock the dust off. Line it up with the spur. All right, here we go again. Hopefully she holds together for me. Okay, so got a little bit of a flat spot right there. Not too bad. On the other side, we got a little bit more of a flat spot, but we're not too far. And hopefully it holds together and we can make a handle out of it. I was trying to get more out of this end here, but I just kept screwing it up. This lathe is like a manual transmission. You know, there's no automatic lever to move your tool rest or change the speed. You gotta do it all manually, like a stick shift. Nothing against stick shift, by the way. Just describing this cheap lathe. It's a beginner's lathe. Boy, that's pretty. Got some sanding to do on it. It's not as perfect as I wanted it, but hey, happens to all of us, most of us. Now to figure out what sanding paper I want to start out with. I don't want too much of it gone. I sure do like that pretty design, but I've got some lines I'd like to get rid of. Got some 120 right here. See how that does. That's pretty rough. Cheapest, junkiest tool rest you could ever buy. Doesn't help that I'm turning fatwood. It's very sticky. I'm gonna have to take some rubbing alcohol to that tool rest. Can't get a nice smooth cut if it's all sticky. I'm gonna use some of this sanding sealer. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. Here, why don't you come in a little closer? See if I can get that light a little closer. Sanding sealer covering the light. Gonna let that dry a minute. Put a little shellac on here. Now we let her dry a bit, take her to the bandsaw, cut the ends off, take it to the drill press, put a hole in there. We'll have to do a little bit of sanding on the ends there. I'll do that on the drill press also. We'll see if these other two pieces will turn out. We're gonna save the best for last. It's pretty thick and promising. This piece is a little less promising. It's thin, small, likely to break, fly off, and hit me in the gourd, but that's all right. I think I can handle it. Yeah, this lathe is not made for tiny stuff. Yeah, there ain't much there. Already got some breaking off. A few less pieces to fly and hit me. I think that's too thin. Screw it. Let's do it. And they're good. Got to use this big behemoth just to tighten the thing. It's a manual lathe. Can't get very close with the tool rest either. There we go. I think that's as close as we could get. Take this cheap wrench that came with this thing and take forever to tighten it back up. There we go. Let's do it. Forgot to clean that off. I've got no rubbing alcohol in here. Hey, honey?
Yeah.
Can you bring me a bottle of rubbing alcohol? Pretty please?
Yeah.
So sweet of him. It's nice that he's not at work and he's home. I don't want to attract wood chips up into the house. Looks like we're down to the round. Let's finish it up. She broke. Wah, wah. Guess I won't get that end done. See where it broke? So there wasn't enough to hold it there so I could cut the end. But that's okay. I'll trim this and just sand it down. Everything will have to be done by hand. Next. Rounded out already. Beautiful color. This is going to be the best piece. Hope and pray that it does not crack or break. Here we go. Yep, she's a pretty one. Dust everywhere. Alright, let's sand it like we did the other one. We'll start out with the 240. This is killing me. I want to touch it up a bit. See how tight those grooves are there? I want the same there. I'm gonna be real mad at myself if I screw this up, but I want to touch it up. Okay, I like it. I'm gonna let that dry. Then we're gonna put some shellac on it. Then we'll take it off and we'll trim up the ends on the bandsaw. Put some shellac on it. Sand that down real good. All right. I'm going to use my bandsaw to do some sanding. Got red cedar and fatwood shavings on here. Okay, so I'm going to take the drill bit out. I'm going to take my piece for my Dremel. Okay, so I have 3 handles. I'm going to start with this one that's never got finished on the end. I'm using 60 grit sandpaper so I can get lots off quickly. These get gummed up pretty quick. It's part of working with Fatwood. You've got to deal with the sticky, gummy pine pitch, which is why it's also called gum, because it's gummy. Okay, sanding is done. All I gotta do now is finish the ends on these, and we'll start drilling holes. Well, it wasn't a total waste. We'll get to use this one for a coffee scoop also. Mississippi Sticky Icky. Look at that color right there, glowing through the light. Beautiful. Here's that one that didn't turn out. Trimmed the ends off. Big old chunk broke out. I want to save it and use it, but I'll keep it for something. Here they are. Ain't them pretty? I'm fixing to turn a bucket of Fatwood. Gonna turn these today. They're gonna be